Yesterday brought the start of the knockout stages for both the men's and women's competitions. The Japanese men delighted the crowd by taking their place in the semi-finals after a comfortable 3-0 win over Portugal, who had earlier won an energy-zapping last 16 match against Poland. China were the other team to go through to the semi-final in a match that, despite being 3-0 against Austria, was much closer than the result suggests. Not only did Ma Long have to battle through 3 very close games against Daniel Habazon, but Jan Jika had to save a match point against Robert Gardos. The women's team from the Netherlands beat Chinese Taipei, which was a major tournament upset. And we also saw the Romanian women's team turn on the style to shock and defeat the number 3 seeds, the Korea Republic. And of course, we witnessed fabulous emotions from the team and coaches afterwards. It's already day 6 today. Time certainly flies when there's a World Championships in town. We will be finding out the last 2 men's semi-finalists, and will be able to enjoy all 4 quarter-finals in the women's competition. Look out for some ferocious battles, clenched fists, cries of joy, and maybe even tears of despair as our world-class athletes give their all as they go for gold.
Ohayo gozaimasu, and welcome back to the Zenno 2014 World Team Table Tennis Championships in Tokyo, Japan, live from Yoyogi National Stadium. I'm Adam Bobrow, and with me is Seb. Good morning, Seb.
Hi, Adam. Happy to be joining you today. We have a screamer of a game going on in just a few minutes.
And right now we're here for the women's quarterfinal teams. Shortly, you'll get a chance to meet our teams, Romania versus Singapore. They'll be introduced. We had a very heavy day, some big upsets from the women, and a very exciting match from 2 teams that are playing out of their mind right now.
Exactly. I mean, especially Romania. If you consider this round of 16 game, they beat Korea Republic actually with 3 games to 2, which was a fantastic feat for them. And they're going to be very energized and on fire here for this match against another favorite team, Singapore, as well.
Romania is the number 9 seed in the women's draw, and as you mentioned, beating South Korea, the number 3 team. Now they're going to be facing Singapore, who is the number 5, but the way they've been playing, this could go either way.
Exactly. I do expect an open match and a great fight here for this morning match in Tokyo. Just had a quick look at the group division, actually. Looking at Group A, that is the group that Romania came out of with a 3-0 victory starting the tournament over Slovak Republic. Then a 3-1 loss over Korea DPR. A 3-0 loss over China, which was to be expected, to be honest, but nonetheless, 3-0 victory over Austria and a 3-1 victory over Romania. That means them actually positioning at Group A in position number 3 with 3-2 games, and then a 3-2 victory over Korea. And for Singapore, it's a completely different story. I mean, they went straight up 5-0 in Group C, placed first, so they had a day's break yesterday. 1 less game that can be quite crucial, conserving your energy throughout the tournament, but then again, it means they're not that prepared.
And who we just saw, Bernadette Soch out there, had a 5-gamer, a screamer if you will, came down and I believe took it 3-2. Final game of the final match in the overall matchup.
Players and umpires are introduced by the MC here at the Yoyogi National Gymnasium. Always an opportunity for us to keep a bit quiet here because it honestly is so loud. It's very difficult to talk over this noise level here, so just let the atmosphere sink in while we're waiting for the players to set up for the first match.
I'm sorry, Seb, what was that?
Exactly.
right there you can see Elizabeta Samara, the top seed from Romania, 24th ranked player in the world, 26th ranked player in the world. She's going to be facing off against Yu Meng Yu from Singapore, who comes in ranked number 18. So 18 versus 26. This should be a neck-and-neck battle. Style matchup's going to be very interesting. And Elizabeta Samara, the lefty, great power, great off-the-table play. She's not afraid to counter-loop from anywhere on the court.
6-3, 6 victories, 3 losses for Elizabeta Samara, and a sensational 6-0 so far for Yu Meng Yu. So she comes in on fire, but we've said it, for Romania, it's do or die. They're the underdog here, and they will want to be playing in the semi-finals tomorrow, so they'll be giving it all and fighting till the last point.
Both players pretty close in age. Samara coming in at 25 years old, and Yu Meng Yu 24. The level of experience internationally as players is also very close, so they're both going to be able to adjust their games quickly, take the words of their coaches and apply them quickly between games. We'll see a lot of adaptable play and probably very aggressive, but also very strategic play on placement, serve and attack, receive. This game should be a very tactical pleasure to watch for everybody.
Absolutely. And just to everyone tuning in here from all over the world, if you want to participate in today's broadcast, just ask us a question on Twitter. Use the handle @ITTFWorld and then the hashtag #TTokyo2014. Ask us some questions and we'll do our best to answer them on the air here. While we see Elizabeta Samara, some of her stats here. Round 16 at the Olympics in 2012, that is already not a bad thing. As you said, very energetic, a fighter, left-handed player.
As far as fighting spirit goes, Romania has plenty of that to go around. You'll be seeing fist pumps, a bunch of screaming, a whole lot of heart coming from that team. And Singapore, very strong players. We've had some big wins for Singapore in the past. In 2010, took down China in the finals to be the world champions. That was one of the biggest upsets in modern history for women's table tennis. So they're a very dangerous team, and coming out here, they have a lot to live up to.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was a game for the history books, that finals. We see Yu Meng Yu here, around 16 at the World Championships 2009 in Yokohama. Part of that Chinese team, by the way, was the then very young Liu Shiwen and Ding Ning, who are surprisingly still in the Chinese national team and obviously have learned from their mistake back then. Stronger than ever, still going strong in this tournament, and we're looking for one of the possible opponents for China in a semi-finals match. It's a best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. First point of the serve of Yu Meng Yu.
Excellent third ball attack. A little bit of topspin with the wrist there, pops the ball up for a great third ball opportunity, and Meng Yu takes the first game. Point, that is. That would have been a fast first game.
Exactly, fastest ever probably.
Nice heavy push there. Yu takes the first 2 serves and points. Samara now serving to even things up. Nice pressure on the receive. Yu putting it back into the body of Samara, forcing her to make a quick decision. A little bit of uncomfortable shot there off the top of the net and long. Rip of an opening backhand. This time she was in the right spot, settled in, and just unloaded with that third ball backhand attack.
Crucial for her to score a point here. Not to let the opponent out of her sight. 4-0. Can be already considered a comfortable lead for Yu Meng Yu.
Light push, little deep on the table, light spin. Yu overcompensating and lifting it out of court. Excellent placement. She had Samara on her heels backing up. Very tough to go side to side as you're backing up on the defense. A little bit high on that receive. Both players have strong wings on each side. Receives are going to have to be very tight along with the serves.
So far, we've been seeing a lot of short rallies, which is not unusual in the starting stages of the first game. Both players try to find the rhythm. As you see here, once again, third ball attack. Elizabeta Samara. Yu Mangyu completely misjudging the spin on the serve.
The first reverse pendulum we've seen from Samara. Again, service game, the receive's very important here. Tricky serves, very deceptive. Shortest points in all the matches I've seen so far this tournament.
8 points played, under 5 minutes, you might be right. Oh, that was well done. Instinctively put that down the line, saw the side was opening up. Elizabeta Samara with the lead here, 5-4. I would usually say losing the first game, well, obviously no one ever wants to lose the first game, but still it is manageable in a best of 7. But it's a completely different story in a best of 5, actually. You have very little room for error.
And as far as room for error, you can see here, Samara gets a very spinny ball deep on the table, a little flat right off the bounce. She's going to have to do a little bit more spin, maybe play a little bit more cautious for placement in that shot. There is a lot of pressure to deliver powerful shots, though. Her opponent is very strong, so maybe cautious isn't the right word, but definitely play for spin and placement. These shots are very ambitious right now, and she's missed the last 2 forehand attacks.
Once again, serving for the win. 6-0. First big point of today's match.
I think as we settle into the game here, we're going to start seeing some longer rallies. Maybe it'll be game 2 as players adjust to the serve, the receive, start opening up. There's a lot of quick desire to win the point right away from both players. And the receive, Samara trying to finish it immediately, going for the over-the-table flip. Good placement of the serve, middle backhand side. Very nice soft touch by both players, keeping it in towards the net. Yu taking the initiative here.
It was the first time actually Elizabeta Samara was taking things a bit slower, which worked out in this instance.
Nice change of pace, showing some experience and wisdom on the table.